So I think one of the biggest myths about being a designer is that designers just have this creativity and all these ideas. They're able to take in any number of inputs and requirements and just come up with something out of thin air. And it's really the furthest from the truth. I mean, think about the fact that there's trends through any of the years, 80s, 90s, 2000. All designs kind of seem to follow a certain pattern. And it's because designers are constantly taking inspiration from outside, remixing it, and outputting it as their own stuff. So design is never done in a vacuum. Design is really more an amalgamation of other ideas than it is just of super inspiration by themselves. And that's powerful for you because you do not need to come up with your own ideas. When it comes time to create a new social media post, website banner, YouTube thumbnail, you do not have to start at zero. There is a wealth of amazing design inspiration sites out there that you can go to find like really amazing ideas that you can then reshape. So remember, you are not alone. You do not have to come up with something from scratch. Lean on others and other great designers before you to come up with ideas. So if we're coming up with any old social post, let's say, and so a couple sites I'll recommend that you check out for inspiration specifically. Dribbble, so that's spelled DRIBBBLE.com. So this is a designer posting site. Some of the best designers in the world come here and post their latest work to get feedback, to get new ideas. It's a real interesting designer community. But as you can see, the designs are stunning. There's really beautiful, fantastic work here. Now, if you click into it, you can usually see a more in-detailed view. There will be animations, there will be illustrations, flyers, reports, websites, everything. So, and what's great too is with the search at the top, you can also narrow it down. So if we were looking for a flyer, you can see here some various designs people have actually created for it. So again, like stunning, beautiful designs. Like search for the particular thing you want to find, come up with some ideas, save it to a board or just like save it offline, then apply it to your own design. That's Dribbble, DRIBBBLE.com. Next, I like to show with Behance. So same thing, it is a designer portfolio site. This tends to be a bit more diverse, where Dribbble is very much about digital medium, websites, applications, things like this. Behance really leans more into physical media as well as videography, animation, other things like that. So it's got a bit of a wider range, but really amazing stuff here too. So you arrive, there'll just be a host of things that you can try to be inspired by. If we again say, if we do a search, if we search for a flyer, we'll get a bunch of posts here. So this person seems to have posted a bunch of stuff on social media. Bold, brave colors. As we're scrolling through with that. Now if we search for, let's say, business card, same type of thing. So a reminder that you do not need to do this alone. That's a very beautiful business card. I like this one very much. But it's just kind of a unique, you don't see this type of shape often as far as it being broken, and then it's broken by the flowers and the logo. That's a really beautiful design. This one comes from Natalia. I'm afraid I will not be able to pronounce that last name, but an absolutely stunning design, beautiful. So Behance, BEHANCE.net. And lastly, one you'll be very familiar with, Pinterest. So Pinterest has stunning designs put together. Posted, reposted, and what's great about Pinterest specifically is that you can create your own boards for the inspiration. So you can take designs from here, from Dribbble and from Behance, and then create an inspiration board, either by project. So I want to create a bunch of social media posts, so I'll create a folder or a board about social media points specifically, or business cards, or websites, or whatever else. So the very simple way it deals with pinning, repinning, and organizing for boards can really be used for you to kind of store designs and inspirations for future use. So it very much becomes inspiration boards for you. So same one here, we just did flyer design, and sounds really fascinating, where the letters act as a window into the place, but then they also break that with the arms coming out alone. So fascinating there. A graphic, really cool soccer graphic where the numbers themselves kind of make a window into the shot, but then kind of extend it out outside of it. So like just design, take in the inspiration, take in the ideas. And what's great too, I'd suggest you do this often without purpose, and that I'm not trying to create a design right now, but I'm just going to wake up and be inspired. Save it to your board, because you never know when later on down the line you might need a piece of inspiration. You have a few great looking boards saved up, ready to be inspired upon. So really quickly, actually, let's create a version of this ourselves within Canva, just really quickly. This really wasn't meant as a design exercise, but after seeing that, hard not to. Let's create this as just a Pinterest. It's about the right shape. Actually, let's go ahead business card. There we have it. So if we look at this beautiful design, so there's two sides to it. One has the square take up the whole side, second just a little bit more than half. Let's do that. So elements, let's add a grid, because within the grid we'll add the photo, or we'll find some sort of pattern that we can put within it. I think they had a flower pattern, but we'll see what we can find. Some bricks, some squares. Let's go with this. We don't want to copy them too directly, of course. And that is one really important note about inspiration. This is about taking ideas and remixing them. The purpose is not to copy it one to one necessarily. Like, you're not going to be doing yourself any favors by doing something like that. So it's worth mentioning and clarifying that the idea is to take ideas and remix it into your own, as opposed to like truly stealing anything. So if we go, let's say about that, and then we need some elements, kind of brushing it on the side. Say something like that. Now, if you have a shape already, see, I kind of like, since it's white, because it feels as if it's breaking off of the side. Let's paste another one of that. All right. I'm going to copy this shape. I'm going to go to the back, and I think the second side, if I'm not mistaken, had a bit more room for the actual text. As I said, I'm not really intending to recreate the whole thing here. This wasn't really a design lesson, more of just a general idea of inspiration, but I want to show you how quickly you can kind of take an idea and make it your own. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind moving this one down. Taking out one of those blues, just to cause a bit of a difference there. And then we go for our text. As I said, I would trust you would be able to spend the right time to make it look really great. Move that across there. And left, you'd want to use the right fonts. You'd want to play around with the colors. I'd probably want to steal a blue from within here somewhere, or kind of like that dark purple looks nice. But, so on and so on until you arrive at it and you have taken the inspiration and taken it to its own place. Now, what's good is that because I introduced this, the font showed up here in the left side to reuse. So I can use the same fonts and not get too confused. Tell you what, we'll put my actual name. Let's see what we can do about a logo just fast. There we are. I'll pretend that that's my logo. And just to wrap it off, so taking a inspiration from one of the sites, three great examples being Dribbble, Behance, and then Pinterest, to inspire you to try to create something else, create something new based on it. So, that's where here's a beautiful example we kind of took, and then quickly, very quickly, and not a finished product, but just to show you quickly how we kind of worked on it, edged it around to see where we could get to. want to make sure we have our logo on that side as well. So get out there, be inspired, and never think that you have to create a design on your own. Create a board, make sure that you always have something to draw upon, and remix when it comes time to create your next great looking design.